America. Let me bring in Liz Harrington from the Washington Free Beacon and Katie Pavlich, townhall.com editor. Ladies, good to see you.
Good morning.
Let me get your take. What are you anticipating ahead of tonight?
Well, I think that Republicans have to do a very careful job of not wasting time on Donald Trump. When you have this many people on the stage, if you decide to focus your energy on him, it's A, going to look unpresidential, and B, not going to get you to stand out on your issues. The other thing I'm looking for is how Rand Paul is going to actually come out of this debate. He's struggling to raise money. His campaign is falling apart. And I think he really has to make a statement tonight in order to stay in the race going forward.
Wow, I tell you, a lot of commentary about Rand Paul, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we had the Overstock CEO on yesterday. That's his favorite. We know he's a libertarian.
Right.
He's very vocal about that. Just now, our millennial panel, Catherine Timpf, chose Rand Paul.
Yeah. Katie, it's great to see you, by the way.
Hey.
When you look at the 5 p.m. debate, I'm here where you're focusing on the 9 p.m. debate that Donald Trump is in. And Bill Hemmer and Martha McCullough will be moderating that. Bill was on the show on Monday, and he basically said, everybody thinks that's the kiddie table because those are the candidates that didn't make it into the prime time debate. But that one I feel like has the potential to get really interesting. Donald Trump won't be in there. These candidates are going to be able to focus on the issue, and these are the underdogs, possibly a big opportunity and a big stage for them.
Well, and I think, too, people who had a candidate who didn't make the top 10 cut are really going to be interested in watching that 5 p.m. debate. A lot of people are interested in Carly Fiorina. They have been for a very long time. I'm very excited to see how she does up against these other candidates. She's been very adamant about going after Hillary Clinton directly. She hasn't been going after other Republicans, and I bet she'll continue that tonight, and that will distinguish her from the rest of the group. And maybe next time we'll see her up in the top 10.
Liz, if you're in, I guess I'll call it the repechage. Again, you got like 20, 30 people running for this thing. Do you actually have to say something that gets a soundbite to move forward?
Well, I think some of the candidates are going to feel that way, that are on the sort of outskirts of the stage. But really, I think Katie is right. You don't want to focus on Donald Trump if you're Jeb Bush or Scott Walker. You want to kind of stay above the fray, not engage him, do your thing, make your case. Because otherwise it'll just lessen your standing. It'll make you, it'll prop him up. But really, I think it's interesting because who is going to be that person to attack Donald Trump? Because, if you do call him out by name, it just gives him more time to give more time to make his case. So, I mean, it really, you might see a Chris Christie because he has that kind of bombastic style. Yeah. Maybe it'll get him some press attention. But it's like, do you want that media attention in the first place? Yes.
Yeah, but don't you want to focus on the issues? I mean, don't you think America wants to hear solutions to the issues? They want to say, how specifically are you going to create jobs? How specifically are you going to change immigration other than just building a wall, which is what Donald Trump has said?
Does Trump have solutions or does he have sound bites?
That's what we're going to hear tonight.
To be effective, you need sound bites. If I was in this, I'd go right at him. I'd run it right up the middle on him. I'd go right at him, and I'd go right at him again and again and again.
You would?
Well, then I'd be on TV all the time.
But what Katie just said is that's what you want to avoid. You don't want to do that.
Well, I think
more time.
That's what politicians who are scared of their own shadow don't want to do. I don't think that guy Carson, who has nothing to say, wants to go after him. But why not go after Trump?
Dr. Carson has a lot to say, by the way.
Who do you like, Keith? Who do you like?
I am not a fan of this political field. I'm not going to apologize for it either.
So are you saying?
I think the only reason.
Are you backing Hillary then?
No, I just think both parties are obviously in trouble, or you wouldn't have Trump running in the lead. I mean, I don't think that. I mean, you want to talk real about this. I don't think this is the most impressive field you've ever seen in American politics.
I think it's very impressive. I think each of these candidates can have very, very strong resumes. They have strong backgrounds, and they have an opportunity to actually move the needle. I do. I mean, when you look at what a Scott Walker has done in Wisconsin, when you look at what a Governor Perry has done in Texas, when you look at Jeb Bush in Florida, Marco Rubio, these are real economic records.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that Perry is impressive. I mean, Perry got crushed last time.
The economic story of Texas is very strong.
Yeah, that's fine, but these guys are not, again, I think Perry, if you ask most people in America, is he your real leader?
Look, that was my debate. I I was moderating that debate when he forgot the third thing.
Katie, you got to jump in and talk about the field. I mean, he's calling it not impressive, and you're shrugged.
I respectfully, strongly disagree. I think that it's one of the most diverse fields that have running in the history of the United States. There are a bunch of people who have a substantive record. Right. We have people with not only economic records, but also incredible personal stories of pursuing the American dream. You know, this is going to be a very exciting debate tonight, and it's going to be very exciting to see how these candidates go moving forward. But Maria, back to a point that you made in terms of substance. Yes, we want to hear substance, but unfortunately, when there's this many people on the stage, it means this is going to be a soundbite debate, and that's why it's so important to not waste time on attacking other candidates, but rather focusing on yourself and being able to get your own message out in the minute that you have to respond to the question.
Yeah, for sure. Liz Harrington, Katie Pavlich, thanks so much. But by the way, you talked about the 5 p.m. debate. Is there anybody in the field who knows more about foreign policy than Lindsey Graham?
Lindsey Graham, but Carly Fiorina's in there as well. Katie Pavlich just pointed out, she's been very substantive. She's been very specific on what she wants to do. She was sat here on this program and talked to you, Maria. She's got a very direct, you know, I don't want to call it an attack, but she's got a strategy to beat Hillary Clinton. Yeah. Remember, she said, what is she going to do? Come after me because I'm not a woman. I'm a woman. What is she going to say? She's a grandmother? I'm a grandmother. Right. I mean, she was amazing. She's articulate and very experienced.
And very underwhelming in terms of her political results, but
I would not be uncomfortable to see any one of these people in cabinet positions, like a defense secretary in Lindsey Graham, Carly Fiorina.
Carly Fiorina is probably setting herself for a VP position.
For sure. That's what I agree with you. I agree with you. All right.